Okay guys, so this is part one of our simple prisms. It's going to help you revise for your particular test. So the prism I'm looking at the moment is a rectangular prism. It's 9 across, 10 that way and 11 upwards. So we've got all the measurements that we actually need for this prism. We've just got to do two things. So one is we've got to break it down into the shapes that it's made of. And the other one is that we need to know how to find the area of a rectangle. Now if you don't know, I've written it here for you, so that's why it's called prior knowledge. And so we just find the length and the width, and the formula tells us to times these two values together. So one thing I know about this prism is that both, if I put in the dotted lines, that the front of this prism, this rectangle, is the same size as the back of this prism. And I know that this side prism that's here, side rectangle, sorry, should I say, is the same as this side rectangle that's sitting on the prism as well. And of course the top and the bottom are the same rectangle. So while I have 6 rectangles, they are grouped. So I have 2 lots of 3 of the same rectangle. So if I'm going to find the total surface area, I need to find the area of all these rectangles that are there. So I know that I'm going to be timesing them by 2. So I'm going to write that down now before I start doing it. And then I'm basically going to take the face, or this rectangle here, off, and I'm going to write down here. So now, it's really important that I put my measurements on. So I know that this side, of course, is 9. And if I'm looking at this side, well, that's the same as this side. So that's 11. So it's a 9 by 11 rectangle. Now we're going to change that into maths, remembering, of course, that we just times the length and the width for the area of that rectangle. It's going to be 2 times 11 times 9. Now I'm just going to sneak my calculator in, and I'm going to go 2 times 11 times 9. And that's going to give me the answer of 198. So I'm just going to put a line under that. It's a part of my answer, but it's not my final answer. So I've done the front. I'm just going to colour it in, and I've done the back. So next I'm going to tackle the sides. So I'm going to look at this side rectangle. So how far is it down there? Well, we already know this. We already know that it's 11, and across the bottom there of the rectangle, we know that its width is going to be 10. So I'm just going to make this a little bit easier. I'm just going to get rid of these. 2 times my rectangle, which I said was 11 times 10, and that, of course, is 2 times 10 times 11. So putting it into a calculator, 2 times 10 times 11 gives me 220. Now, once again, I'm going to put a line underneath that because it is part of one of my answers. And so I've done the front of my shape. I've done the 2 sides. So what's left? Well, of course, it's the top and the bottom of this particular rectangle. So this particular shape. So if we have a look, it's 9 this way, yes, and it's 10 that way. So 2 of them, because I've got a top and a bottom, that are 9 by 10. So that's 2 times 10 times 9, so 10 times 9 is 90, times 2 is 180. And I'm going to put another little arrow underneath there, but I haven't finished yet because my total surface area, or all the rectangles that we talked about, is 198 plus 220 plus 180. And if we put all those values into our calculator, 220 plus 198 plus 180, and I end up with the answer of 598. Now, this question doesn't have units, so if you don't have that, put units squared. And I'm going to put a box around that answer to show you that it is, of course, my final answer. So that is how you find the surface area of a rectangular prism. Thanks, guys, for watching.